The magical season 1971-72 Los Angeles Lakers and the greatest record in pro sports history, authored by Dr. Elliott Haimoff, and the introduction is narrated by John Ireland.
Hello, sports fans. John Ireland here, your voice of the Los Angeles Lakers. There is no question that the LA Lakers are one of the greatest basketball franchises in pro sports history. They've won several NBA championships since moving to LA back in 1960. But perhaps the greatest of all Laker teams to ever have played happened 50 years ago during that magical and transformational season of 1971-72. That Lakers team not only won their first NBA title here in LA, but also won 33 games in a row over a 2-month period to set a world record across all pro sports leagues, in addition to creating the fast-paced, fast-break, Showtime style of play. This 33-game winning streak record that has lasted for the past 50 years without any team in pro sports even coming close to breaking it has always been recognized as one of the greatest team records in pro sports history that many say will never be broken. However, just as the 71-72 LA Lakers were about to start their training camp for the upcoming season, not much was expected of them at that time, and the team itself was demoralized, having lost all 7 times that they had made it to the playoffs in the previous 11 years since coming to LA. In addition, the team had to deal with their 3rd new coach in the last 5 seasons. The newest one, a veteran coach from the old American Basketball Association League, Bill Sharman, who had just won an ABA championship the year before. It's almost impossible now to think of what life was like back then in those kinder, gentler days of yesteryear. It was common back then for players to smoke, drink beer in their locker room when preparing for a game, even coming to the arena hungover from partying and womanizing all night before a game. Practicing, stretching, exercising, just getting loose on the day of a game, absolutely unheard of, as was very much frowned upon by most, if not all, of the players of that era. In addition, teams back then didn't even have an assistant coach, and there was no such thing as a film or video scouting of any of the opponents. Conditioning, organization, and preparation have always been the main components to Bill Sharman's philosophy. Bill was a pioneering visionary who practiced what he preached, even during his days as a Boston Celtic guard. At the preseason training camp that year, Sharman's harsh conditioning of the team was not appreciated by the players. But when the season started, the entire Laker team was in the best shape they had ever been. When the season started, Sharman wanted to disrupt the practice of players partying and drinking the night before a game and just showing up to the arena at game time stiff and not fully prepared to push their bodies to the limit. So he instituted what would later become known as the shoot-around. Sharman created a scene where the players would come into the arena or go to a local gym in the morning before a game and just shoot and loosen up for a while. Sharman also insisted that the players watch film of all their opponents as a way to prepare them. At the time, all of this was unheard of and considered unnecessary, but Sharman stuck to his guns. It was clear to Sharman that the key to the Lakers' offense would become the fast break. Sharman saw Wilt getting a rebound, then sparking a fast break with an outlet pass to a streaking Gail Goodrich or Jerry West, who would then shoot or feed it off to one of the forwards, Elgin Baylor or Happy Hairston. Unfortunately, Baylor was at the end of his career, had multiple problems and injuries with his knees and ankles, and a fast break style of play was just beyond his abilities at that time in his career. So, on November 5th, 1971, Bill Sharman benched the great Elgin Baylor, who immediately announced his retirement and would be replaced by a second-year unknown, Jim McMillan. It's not surprising that many of the sports writers at the time questioned Sharman's wisdom or even his sanity. As things eventually turned out, Sharman's move was absolutely brilliant. He thought a young pair of legs in Jim McMillan would keep up the pace with the other players in Sharman's new fast break, fast pace style of play. And the very first day that McMillan was put into the starting lineup, replacing Baylor, turned out to be the start of the record-setting 33-game winning streak. For the next 2 months, the Lakers played absolutely brilliantly, spot-on perfection.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?